Looking for a dime. James Locke in the house, gonna help you shine.
Welcome to the Poole Locke YouTube channel. I'm James Locke, and today we're going to answer some of the Ask James questions of the day. So we have this question from Carly, who I believe is in her accumulation stage because she says, I want to retire eventually, but I'm trying to balance that along with sending my kids to college eventually. My husband would also like to purchase a second home, a vacation home. So how do I balance all of this? All right, Carly, that is a great question about how to juggle and prioritize several major financial goals like retirement, college funding, and purchasing a vacation home. It requires careful balancing of accounts and asset locations, really. So during the accumulation years before retirement, the focus is on growing your assets rather than needing income right away. Now, college costs are more lump sum goals paid out over 4 years, while a vacation home purchase is another sizable lump sum. Retirement, on the other hand, is longer term income need. So the key is utilizing the right accounts for each goal based on their tax treatment and access restrictions. You'll want to get a solid start on retirement savings by contributing to tax advantage accounts like your 401k and maximize that long-term compounding growth. However, if you over-contribute everything to retirement accounts, you'll lack flexibility for those other goals. So I'd recommend first contributing enough to your 401k to receive the full employer match, as that's essentially free money, and you don't want to miss out on that. So from there, if you're confident your children will pursue higher education, then dedicate some funds to a 529 college savings plan. These grow tax deferred, and qualified distributions are tax-free when used for education expenses. However, if you're unsure about college for your kids, a 529 may not be ideal as non-qualified distributions are penalized. In that case, you may want to consider other tax-efficient accounts like rental investments or brokerage accounts for versatility. Then be sure to have a third bucket of flexibility, taxable investments that aren't tied to any specific use. This capital can potentially fund a future vacation home purchase, supplement college costs, or provide a retirement income bridge before tapping qualified accounts so that you can get access to that penalty-free. The overall strategy should be tax diversification across account types, maximizing tax advantage for long-term goals, but maintaining ample liquidity in taxable accounts for shorter-term and unpredictable expenses that inevitably arise. So from an investment perspective, within each account during accumulation, you'll likely want to have an equity tilt, growth-oriented portfolio aimed at long-term capital appreciation across your goals. As you get closer to your specific goal target date, like retirement, college, vacation home, etc., you'll adjust segments of your portfolio to become more conservative and income focused where appropriate. For example, funds needed within, say, 5 years of a goal like college or the vacation home should be extremely conservative. Perhaps, even cash, CDs or bond ladders to prevent portfolio shocks. Meanwhile, assets for retirement income could utilize strategies, like buckets, having a few years worth of very low risk investments for income while maintaining longer term growth kind of buckets or engines as well. The key is bridging all of your goals into one cohesive, regularly updated financial plan so you can visualize your progress towards each one and make periodic rebalancing adjustments. It's a juggling act for sure, but with discipline in saving, diversifying accounts, and aligning investments to timelines, you can put your capital to work in tax-efficient ways to kind of knock out these big goals successfully throughout retirement. All right, let me know if you need any clarification or have any additional questions. Thanks for the awesome question. And as always, if you'd like to send in your question, you can do so by emailing them to poolelock@poolelock.com. All right, great. We're going to move on to our second question. The second question here is from Ed. And he says, I am in my early 50s and I don't know yet when I want to retire. So how can I figure out when I need to make this transition to income? All right, Ed, you make an excellent point. While you're still over a decade away from potential retirement ages, it can be tough to pinpoint exactly when to transition your investment strategy toward income generation. A lot can change over 10 to 15 years in terms of your goals, finances, and retirement readiness. However, there are some guideposts to watch for. Now, since you don't have a firm target retirement age or income need mapped out yet, I'd recommend running some hypothetical scenarios to gauge where you currently stand. Try narrowing it down to a potential range, like you mentioned, between age 60 and 70, between age 65 and 75, for example. As you start approaching the low end of that range, around 10 to 15 years out, it's wise to start evaluating an income transition. So one exercise is to take your current household income level and back out how much you'd need your portfolio to provide if you maintain that same lifestyle. So subtract out any projected Social Security, pension, or rental income streams. The difference is the income gap your investments need to fill. Then look at your current investment portfolio. Make some assumptions around reasonable rates of return going forward. So let's say 5% for this example, though you'll want to model a range of scenarios. So at a 5% rate of return, how much income could your current portfolio generate? So how does that compare to the income gap you calculated earlier? If there's a shortfall, then the next step is projecting how that gap could theoretically close over 10 to 15 years through continued savings and growth. For instance, if you have 15 years until your earliest potential retirement age, reinvesting that 5% income stream allows the portfolio to double every 15 years through compounding alone without contributing another dime. So then layer in your annual savings rates on top, and if the projections show you're on track to generate enough income from your portfolio at the beginning of your retirement range, that's a signal. Then you may want to start transitioning towards that income first, growth second investment approach within the next, say, 5 to 10 years. The goal would be to lock in reliable income streams through investments like bonds, annuities, dividends, stocks, things like that. That reliable income floor covers your basic living expenses. The rest of the portfolio remains focused on growth in some fashion to sustain your income over the long retirement horizon. However, if your projections show you'd still be significantly short of your desired income level at the front of your retirement range, you may need to extend your working years closer to the back end. In that case, delaying the income transition makes sense to allow more growth potential or more growth focus, essentially compounding for a while longer. Ultimately, there's no perfect formula since your specific retirement timing and needs could evolve. But doing these periodic income gap calculation checkpoints as you move into the 10 to 15 year pre-retirement window can help guide when and how rapidly you pivot toward an income-centric investment approach. The key is striking the right balance between ensuring sufficient income streams as you transition into retirement, while still maintaining growth engines to sustain that income over a very long time horizon. All right, again, let me know if you need any clarification as you kind of work through evaluating your retirement transition timeline. Thanks as always for the awesome questions. And if you'd like to send in your question, you can do so by emailing them to poolelocke@poolelocke.com. If you like what you heard, like and subscribe to our channel. This is James Locke, your retirement income source. See you next time.
Money on my mind, looking for a dime. James Locke in the house, gonna help you shine. Retirement is near, don't you live in fear. Listen up, my friend, let me make it clear. Savings in the bank.